Good morning, everybody. So, overnight, a dear friend of mine, a young lady, she sent uh, this video to me of Nicolas Duvalier. Um, and this video is getting a little bit of traction. So, I thought I'd look at it for a second and review it. Let's begin here. For first of all, those who don't know who Nicolas Duvalier is, he is the grandson of Francois Papa Doc Duvalier, the dictator, a very brutal dictator who reigned over Haiti from 1957 to 1971. That's his grandfather. His father is Baby Doc, Jean-Claude Baby Doc Duvalier, who was from 1971 to 1986. And if you ever see videos of the Duvaliers when they're being exiled out of Haiti, he is, I believe, this little baby right here, this young man. Yeah, this young man sitting in the back seat. Okay, that's my assumption. I believe that is him. So they returned back to Haiti, but he's been making, and I don't mean but as in like there's something wrong with it, but he's been making his moves around. I haven't really been paying attention to it much. But I had another friend of mine about 2 weeks ago, a young lady. She was like, this guy's really making a move to be the next president. People are really catching on to it. And I'm like, all right. I didn't think so. I mean, I wasn't really paying attention and or whatnot. But then I got this video last night and I'm like, oh, there's really some traction going on. And I think a few days ago I was on his mother's Facebook page. I was actually looking for an image of something to post for an article, and there was and then one of the pictures were coming from her. She posted it. And, I just happened to look underneath, and then somebody was making a comment, oh, I love it when you guys were in power, Haiti was safe, and this and that. Obviously, I'll reserve comment on that, but that's what I saw. So, there's some traction there, and yeah, and then I look on YouTube, and yeah, the young man has been making a lot of moves. So now we're gonna watch this video that was actually sent to me, and we're gonna play it. Then I will give you guys my commentary on it. This is from Friday, so it's from yesterday. So let's take a listen, and then I'll see you guys on the other end.
Nicolas Duvalier déplore l'état lamentable dans lequel se trouve le pays actuellement, notamment sur le plan politique. Participant au Forum national de Remé Haïti ce vendredi, le fils de l'ancien président Jean-Claude Duvalier invite les acteurs politiques à laisser leurs intérêts personnels de côté pour penser au pays. À la question de savoir s'il se portera candidat aux élections de 2022, le représentant du parti Trayi'l a répondu qu'il était trop pour aborder ce sujet.
Politique là, malheureusement, est instable, nous et conjoncture actuelle là, nous voyons que c'est pas à faire payer qu'à régler malheureusement, c'est à faire individuel. Nous avons 30 ans à faire ça, régler à faire individuel, nous ne pas mener nous aucun côté. Donc, il est là pour nous changer l'approche, il est là pour nous faire une différence dans la politique publique. Il a pour nous faire une différence, pour nous sortir de improvisation, pour nous rentrer dans planification. On a dit jeunesse là, pas la guerre. Parce que, encore une fois, jeunesse là, son potomitan lié pour avenir pays. Et il y a un rôle pour le jouer. Cependant, c'est fonction dirigeant nous pour mettre en place politique publique, des politiques publiques inclusives pour jeunesse là, pour permettre jeunesse là exploiter le potentiel. Créer cadre là pour le cas, par exemple, combien de jeunes diplômés au Congrès qui réussissent à joindre un stage en entreprise ou bien un stage au sein de l'administration publique. C'est un bail qui est extrêmement difficile. Moi, qu'on a pile jeunes qui diplômés qui pas jamais capable de travailler dans le cadre et que yo étudié a, il a fait l'autre bagaille pour yo ka subvenir à besoin yo. Faut que dirigeants politiques, dirigeants de société civile là dans les secteurs des affaires notamment tout et commencer à mettre ensemble cadre là en place pour une politique publique qui inclusive vis-à-vis des jeunes et de la jeunesse. Oui, je pense que l'temps pour l'intérêt individuel, pour nous mettre de côté, pour nous commencer à parler de l'intérêt général pays, intérêt général population. Tout autant de pas réussir à faire ça, nous pas jamais sortir dans ma ça.
All right, so that's the video right there. That's the clip that's circulating around the net, and this one doesn't have a lot of views. So, but this one in particular, let's take a look. Let me mute it. Mute it. Okay. As you can see, 49,000 views, 165 comments. So yeah, and I think it's been republished by quite a few people. So my thoughts on exactly what he said. My first, the very first and most important thing that everyone that's listening to my voice right now ought to take is this notion that Haiti's problems have been in the past 30 years. It's a Duvalierist talking point. In my last videos, let me see if I could get to my to my channel real quick. I've been discussing a lot of things like Duvaliers Mentality, this video here, and I also mentioned it in this video about, does Russia really want a relationship with Haiti? Because that's what we're hearing. And I mentioned how, yeah, Russia was trying to, get some footing in Haiti from back in the 50s. It's the reason why the Duvalier regime existed. So just listen to that if you want to know. But yeah, I've had a few right here. Here goes some Duvalier speaking, and I also said that it may be necessary for me to do just a whole entire category just on this matter, because it's quite significant. We have 8 categories. Haiti Sentinel. And I'm thinking, just make a whole category for this, because it's quite a big deal. And definitely, subscribe to this page. We've been putting videos on the Facebook page, but that's about to come to an end, because I'm really beginning to prefer using YouTube more than using Facebook. There's much more offered by using YouTube. But I'll talk about that at the end. So back to the point I'm making. This idea of 30 years things have been bad, as if things were great during the Duvalier era, is nonsense. The truth is, what we've had in the past 30 years is the result of the Duvalier dictatorship. We are still strongly living in that, in the remnants of it. Things weren't gravy dice during the dictatorship. Like the comment I mentioned earlier about some lady saying, "Oh, the country was safe" or whatnot. It was a virtual idea of security in Haiti. Because there were a lot of bright minds, doctors, engineers, writers, artists, who had to leave Haiti because their safety was in danger. And was Haiti economically prosperous? Not even. The economic decline of Haiti has its roots in the Duvalier regime. Like I've said before, my family is from Fort Liberté, up in the Northeast. It was under the regime that first my aunt, the oldest of the family, she moved to Port-au-Prince to go work for Coca-Cola. A lot of people moved from the agricultural, from the land where they had to come into the city because Duvalier was letting a lot of foreign companies, quote unquote, he was promoting this idea of foreign investment, which is a joke. Foreign investment is not what Haiti needs. Foreign investment is its problem. Because when you have foreign investment, you have companies that pay taxes abroad coming into the country and low-paying jobs, and they're flooding our markets with products that are imported rather than us buying products that we grow, that we ourselves make. So the slums of Port-au-Prince, Cité Soleil, their roots come from the Duvalier era. These were once beautiful towns, but now they're slums, and their roots come from the Duvalier regime. Yeah. So that's the type of politics we got, economic politics we got. If you look, if you actually analyze images from the 70s, the 80s, the 60s, and try to see what was prosperous about Haiti, you won't see our people being prosperous. What you'll see is probably some white people tourists on a beach, with the 1970s bathing suits and hats or whatever. And that's what you'll see. Or you'll see the singers in the monkey suits at the restaurants, at the hotels, performing for them. The same thing we got now. That's what you'll see. But if you see before the 1950s, you'll see that Haiti was a country that had locomotives, had trains, had hydro power plants. Most of our hydro power plants are from before the 50s, and they're run down and in disrepair. You'll see people that are farming their own lands, with big cattle. It was under his father that all the pigs and a number of livestock were just slaughtered. You could look it up about the black pigs that were slaughtered under Baby Doc, and that also damaged our economy in a massive way. That was basically the undoing. And then, of course, Bill Clinton with the rice subsidies under Aristide. And I'm going to talk about them in a minute, the guys who's been in power since the end of Duvalier. But, let me start here. So all the damage, it's late in the 20th century, and we're dealing with a dictatorship while most countries, emerging countries, are developing their democracy. I already said how we had an exile of so many people, so we lost a lot of development under that time. We were like North Korea, but worse under that time, under the dictatorship. There were prisons, that were torture chambers, that this is what so So I don't want now. I'm gonna get into this. Like I'm not trying to blame the young man for his father's faults, but I think when you repeat this Duvalier's talking point that things have only been bad in the past 30 years, then you haven't accepted that the roots of it began 60 years ago with his grandfather, and it continues into this day. You know, the president before Duvalier, the elected president before Duvalier, Maguire, he was man of the year, People magazine, for the whole world to see. That's what we had before 60 years ago. That's what we had. So that I have a major problem with that. And what we've had since, you know, even though everybody want to say Aristide is the opposite of Duvalier, he wasn't. He divided the country, and one thing that's been going on since is every president that comes into power thinks they could be another Duvalier. Thinks they could become the next 30-year, the next president for life. That's all we've had. With Aristide, not with Trayi'l though. Trayi'l was good in that sense, but we got that with Martel and we got that with Jovenel. And we got that with Trayi'l a little bit. I'll say we added a little bit because he used the mandates of expiring legislatures to consolidate his power. We all know Martelli did it. We all know Jovenel is doing it right now. Second Monday of September, the deputies leave, and in the second Monday of January, a third of the Senate will be gone. And Senate will be virtually, the legislature, the parliament will be virtually dysfunctional then, so he could rule by decree. That's the cycle we've had. These are remnants of the Duvaliers mentality and that regime. This is what we got left. When we listen to Stanley Lucas, like in one of my videos, where if the Haitian people protest, they're wrong. It's not the power. It's not the people that have the power that are wrong. When the Haitian people protest, it's, they're a rambunctious bunch. They need to be beat. They need to be whooped. That's bigotry. I don't believe that one bit. No, I believe if the people are out there protesting, then you need to do something you need to come with a policy, come with an idea to answer that call. It's not their fault. It's not, they're not the ones. Stanley Lucas went on the radio. He was like, we lost this much. Our growth was 1.6% economic growth. 2.6% economic growth. You don't keep up with the economic growth. The only time we've had economic growth that was equal to population growth was under Trayi'l in Haiti. So and Stanley Lucas, he's saying, it's because of all the violent protests, because people want justice for Trayi'l, when it's the government that mismanaged that money. Some of that money went into people's pockets. It was inefficiently used, and then they want to put subsidies, and then not subsidies, they want to raise the price of gas significantly. That's what got people out in the streets to protest. Don't blame the people. It's a Duvalier's thinking to blame the people and want to whoop them into shape. And we could only, I don't know what he's younger, so I believe he would have a more different outlook than our parents, his parents. I would hope. But from what I'm seeing, there's people putting a battery in his back. That's what it is. And that's really going to be the threat of such an administration. It's not going to be him because Papa Doc, He wasn't as hard as you know, some people would like you to know. He was quite a coward. You know, there are stories about, you know, when he was his power was threatened. You know, he was in hiding. It was the people around him that were the real monsters. You know, and he allowed them to do that, and that's what we're getting here with this young man. Like this video here, I don't know if I could find it right now. You know, they did they doing one of these videos. Hold up, this is some speech or whatever. I don't know. You know, they got these videos. There are guys around them, you know, look like the new Makuts or whatever, you know. You know, they doing the like Martelli type shot. I don't know where I'm gonna find this. Maybe in my history. Let me just search Hood Tour, because I think that's what the title of the video was. Yeah, but either way, I don't know if I'll find it. But yeah, you know, it's the people that are around them. We got, you know, old makuts, old bourgeoisie, circulating around this guy. You know, and I know for some of us, for some of y'all that sit in the back of the class, y'all don't know any better. Like these guys, Map Viv Deo Peya, and they say they come into Haiti to vote for him. It's usually the ones that live outside of Haiti that have these types of thinking. May not even understand the whole reason why you live in there is the result of that. At least I know that's why my family came to the United States in 1984. Was because of that, you know. Napton T. Nicolas. What are you talking about? Vive Duvalier. That's gonna be the problem. It's people that think that's where we need to go back to. Bonnet Mwala Haiti. And then you're gonna find out that, if you're an artist that likes to sing about certain things, you're not gonna have that kind of freedom anymore. If you're a businessman, now business has suffered. You know, all these, you know, even though right now, you know, our businesses are monopolized in Haiti and are consolidated within a small group, it's still the first time there's been businesses to this degree in Haiti. Under Duvalier, businesses were the preference was given to foreign businesses. You won't find that there were any successful Haitian businessmen because that's a threat to Duvalier power. For somebody to make that kind of money, now they become a threat to the Duvalier power. So Haitian businesses suffer. Like so I don't know what these people are talking about. Unless you're gonna come and live as a slave, go work in a sweatshop factory. And then if somebody in your family just happened to say something bad about the government, everybody in your family is getting slaughtered, getting beat. That's what that's what's waiting for you. All these guys they sit in the back of the class. They don't know, but I know the people listening to my voice, hopefully. The people, you know, that are with Defend Haiti, with the Haiti Sentinel, you know, y'all sit in the front of the class. You know, y'all watching. So and the last point I wanted to make, we don't, you know, I don't believe in, you know, I believe everybody should have if they feel like they could serve, they should run for office. So I'm not saying here, you know, disregard this guy. He should be able to present what he wants to do for the country. And in these explanations, he really didn't say anything. I've learned, and I want you guys to know also, watch for politicians who only tell you what's wrong, but don't give you any solutions. And that's what this young man did in this video, talking about we need policies that are not policies of improvisation. We need policies of planification. Okay, so what kind of plans are you talking about? We need policies that put the country first. Okay, so what kind of policies are you talking about? Policies that are, we don't need people that have policies of for themselves, for their individual interests. Okay, so what kind of policies are you talking about? Describe them. I've become far too attuned to hearing things and picking it out and saying, there's something missing here. Martelli, he was very good at talking about the problems of Haiti, but then when he has $3.4 billion in Petrocaribe funds, as well as another 600,000, this is U.S., left in a surplus by Trayi'l, he didn't have any plans to put it to work. And it went into his friend's pocket. And I ain't talking about the former Prime Minister Laurent. He was a victim of that situation, unfortunately. But I'm talking about all the people. They eventually forced him to resign because he wasn't with the corruption. But they mismanaged it, and we see what we got. So yeah. So this is what we have going on, and people are desperate. They even though these people, they sit in the back of the class, but they desperate. They're desperate for a change, and they think this is change, but it's not. It's the same old. Even with the people that came, Aristide and them, they became what Duvalier was. 30 years. That's a lifetime for somebody to have children that are, in high school already. So that's a long time, and it's a long it's a chain that must be broken. And it is my opinion that if this young man, who will have some force behind him, because people think this is change, they think this is change. But I believe the people that surround him, the Duvaliers Mentality that surround him, will be right back where we were. Now, of course, we're in 2019, 20, going into 2020 in a few months. So, trying to maintain a dictatorship won't work. But then even that begets problem, because now here's a big point. So they say candidate for 2022. Everybody's talking about we're going to have a presidential election in 2022. Let me tell you guys something. The elections are actually due this year. Presidential elections are supposed to happen this year, not 2022. You see, a president has a term of 5 years. It's supposed to be 1990, 95, 2000, 2005. It was supposed to be 2010, but the earthquake pushed it to 2011. Martelli do his 5 years, stretch it out because he didn't want to have elections. So we have elections 2016, 2017. So now we're jumping into 2022. But we don't have a president that could just say, hey, I'm going to resign so that we could get this thing, this vehicle back in order, get this boat on the right track again. No, nobody's saying that. And that's part of the collective Duvaliers mentality that remains, because people think, oh, well, he's the president, he has to have his 5 years. But no. Sacrifice for the country. Cut your term short so we could so we could get this country back in order. Yeah. I don't hear anybody saying that. I don't hear anybody mentioning that. Even the people that I have a lot of respect for who are not Duvaliers, they can't, they, it's a post-traumatic type situation where they can't even, come to the idea that, hey, maybe a president resigning early to get things back on track would be a better solution. Yeah. That's what real change looks like, people. That's what real change is going to look like. It's going to be somebody who's willing to sacrifice in that way, who's going to say, hey, I'm going to spend my term, fixing this constitutional problem that we have, which are all known by everybody. We have over 100, maybe over 100 people who can't participate in the elections because they don't have discharge. Former ministers, prime ministers who can't participate at any level of election because of that reason. We need to fix that. We need to fix the terms of our lawmakers, because even that system is out of whack. Everybody's out of date. You got people, their term ends on odd year. People, their term ends on an even year when it should all be even year. I mean, I believe all of them should be better synchronized. But as it stands now, when you look at the list of senators and deputies, you'll see that there are some ending in an odd year, and then the very next year, another group is going to lose their mandate, and then it'll be like 2-3 years before the next group mandate ends. It's a mess. So when I start hearing talk like that, when I start hearing this young brother realize that his father and grandfather's regime wasn't good, then I'll say, okay, we don't have to put that on his shoulders. But at this point, I do. Yeah, it is on his shoulders, and that's how I'm gonna feel about it. And everybody who knows me, I'm gonna say and feel how I feel. It is what it is. Anyways, man, I feel like this video has gone on pretty long. So those are my thoughts, man. Definitely comment, subscribe to the YouTube page, because what I'm trying to do is definitely get some back and forth going. We're trying to have panel discussions. We're trying to go live where you guys could actually see who I am instead of just hear me. For a long time, you guys were just reading what I wrote. Now you hear my voice, and next phase, you're going to be able to see your boy, and hopefully in the future, maybe you might even get to, I'm hesitating to say this because I feel like I'm getting the big head talking this way, but we'll get to meet in person, and I mean that humbly. So that's what I'm hoping you guys do. Subscribe to Haiti Sentinel. We're on YouTube. Got a Patreon, that's what I'm hoping you guys would support, $1 a month, $5 a month. Even more would be great. It's going to help us grow, get a staff, get the studio that, I'm working towards, so we could do bigger things. I do want to get some writers, because the next phase is I want to finish up with this app. It's a dating and events app. You'll be able to see where the bar is at, where the restaurant is at, where the party is at, and also do a little bit of dating. Get to see the ladies if you're a guy, or the guys if you're a lady, or if you go the same way. We'll definitely fit that in for those folks. So yeah, support the Patreon. Subscribe to the channel. I know a lot of y'all are still on the Defend Haiti Facebook page. Stay on that page, but subscribe to Haiti Sentinel, because that's where I'm putting all the news. Like, I'm not doing it on Defend Haiti primarily, because that's going to be the umbrella for everything that we're trying to do. Which is a few things for the long term. So that's about it, my peoples. Love you all, and goodbye.